Hello everyone and welcome to the video lecture series of learning Python programming. So we are now learning object-oriented programming in using Python. So in the previous video, if you have seen, we have started off with the basic introduction to object-oriented programming in Python. Now we will try to look into the topic some of the class terminologies we will check, and we will try to run a program using like object-oriented concept. And thereafter we will have certain topics we'll be looking into certain properties of object-oriented programming. And as we have already seen, spatial variable, spatial method, so that will be required while learning one of the program in object-oriented programming in Python. Okay. So this is what the platform that I am using, Spider. Earlier I was using PyCharm. So you can use any of the platforms which you want. Okay, I would suggest that you can download directly Anaconda Navigator, and in that Anaconda Navigator you will be able to get the different types of softwares in Python related to Python work. And also I will show you one video. I will prepare one video where I will just show the Anaconda platform, the working of Anaconda platform, and the use of Anaconda Navigator, from where you can download or you can launch Spider, you can launch PyCharm, you can launch Jupyter Notebook, then you can launch Notepad also, you can launch R program also. Okay, so a lot of inbuilt softwares are already there. Inbuilt, it's not inbuilt, you can say it's a collaboration of all different types of IDs, and you can launch any of it. Okay, so that means you can get one base, and from there you can download all the things. Or else you can go to Google, and then you can search for Spider. As I can show it out here, Spider. Okay, so here you can check it out. This one, home, spider-id.org. So that is the site from where you can get the Spider software. Okay, you can simply download it and then you can install it. It's a very simple way of running or downloading and installing the Spider software. Okay, so here we are having this download option. As soon as you click, then you can get the software to be downloaded, and I have saved it in a folder, so you can get it from there. Okay, now let us go with the software first, and I will show it to you. I will try to show you one particular program, but before that, let us check it out. Some of the terminologies which is required in object-oriented programming. Let's go to Notepad++. Okay, so the first terminology that is very much required is your class. Okay, I hope we have already dealt with this particular topic, but I am going just with a few of the terminologies in this session. Okay, so class is nothing but what we can say user-defined prototype. Okay, for an object. Okay, which generally defines a set of attributes. Okay, and these set of attributes generally characterize any object of the class. Okay, that means this is what we can say a user defined prototype. So we need a prototype for it, and this prototype is for whom? This prototype is for an object. Okay, and this object which generally defines what a set of attributes that characterize any object of a class. Now if I say the attributes, okay, the attributes are what? The attributes may be data members. Okay, and these data members, sorry, there's a spelling mistake. Okay, so data members, and these data members may be what? These data members may be class variables. I will let you know what is the meaning of class variables, and we can say what? Local variables. Okay, and also these attributes may be what? Methods also. Methods means nothing but the functions. Okay, and generally in order to create some object, or you need to call that particular method, we need generally what? These are accessed by via dot, okay, notation. This we will discuss in your program. But for the time being, we'll just let you know that what are data members. Data members may be classified as class variables and local variables. So that means nothing but you can say local variables and global variables. Okay, the variables which are declared outside the main method or the methods, and local variables are the variables which are defined within the methods. And here we have already known about the function topic. So same as function, in terms of object oriented programming we call as methods. Okay, so now this is what about the class. Now next terminology that is important is your, just now we have discussed class variable. Okay, so simply we can say class variable is nothing but a variable that is shareable. Again I am repeating this particular word, that is shareable by all the different instances of a class. That may be an object, that may be the data members, that may be the methods under which we are having certain you can say a particular set of functions on the basis of which you are calling that particular, you are using that particular variable. So that is shareable. Okay, and class variables are defined within a class but outside any of the class methods which I have already defined to you. Okay, that means I can write down the definition like this. So this is what we can say: a variable that is shared by all the instances of a class, and a class variables are defined within a class but outside any of the class methods. Okay, now let us go with the next definition, next terminology, that is the data member. Just now we have used this particular term in the definition of the class. Okay, so what we say, data member, you can pause the video and you can think of it. A data variable may be a class variable or an instance variable, okay, that generally holds data associated with a class and its objects. Okay, so we can say like this, correct? A class variable or an instance variable. It's also said to be an instance variable that holds data associated with a class and along with its object. Okay, so now the next terminology that we can check it out is your instance variable. Instance variable. Okay, so what do we generally say an instance variable? A variable that is defined inside a method and belongs only to the current instance of a class. You cannot access that particular variable outside or in any of the methods inside the main class. Okay, you can use only within the particular method. So these are only the definitions that I am trying to discuss with you all. But we will be discussing a particular program where we will discuss all these definitions practically. Okay, so that means what we can say an instance variable as, so same way, this is the definition: a variable that is defined inside a method and belongs to the current instance of that particular class. Okay, so let's go with the next terminology. The next terminology is method. So method means already I have told you that whatever same thing you know about function in Python, the same concept is being utilized in object-oriented programming as method. Okay, and here if you want to define any kind of method, you have to use this def keyword. Okay, you have to use this def keyword. Without the def keyword, you won't be able to explain, or you won't be able to initialize any method. Okay, create any method. So we can say a special kind of function, a special kind of function, and that is defined in a class definition. That is defined in a class definition. So this is what about method. Now we can come to the next terminology, that is your object. I think this is these are few of the important terminologies. Object, you can say object is nothing but a unique instance of a data structure that defines its class, of a data structure that defines its class. Okay, so this object generally comprises of both this is data members, okay, and methods. Okay, you can use a particular object. You have to define a particular object inside a class in order to access any of the method. Again, I'm repeating, you can use you have to use an object, or you have to first initialize an object or create an object, and with the help of this object you can call any of the method which is defined within this class. So if you have created a method and if you have not created any object, then it is not possible to access that particular method of that particular class. Clear? So after this of the terminal, we will take an example and then we will discuss on it. Let's discuss on the other part. Let's another terminology we can say, that is inheritance. I won't be going with this particular topic. Why? Because like these are all terminologies related to the characteristics of a object-oriented programming. Inheritance, then polymorphism. Okay, then we'll come across with abstraction. Okay, then we will come across with encapsulation. Okay, so these are the different types of characteristics of object-oriented programming. So I'm just keeping it blank right now because I'm not going to deal with the characteristics in this particular video. So we will continue with this particular context, and after in the next video when we will discuss about the characteristics. But along with these spatial terminologies, we will also come across with the spatial method, which we have already discussed in the previous video. Then we have discussed about the spatial variable. Okay, so like this, we will look into this. We will continue with the particular topic, and these are the basic terminologies that is required in object-oriented programming. Okay, then we will also check it out after completion of this encapsulation. I'm just writing down the points so that we can continue with the same text in the upcoming videos also. After finishing off with all the characteristics, we will discuss about two important topics, that is your function overloading, and we will discuss about operator overloading. What is the concept behind it? We will discuss about. So let's stop with this particular topics. Let us take an example first, and then we will wind up with our session today. Okay. Let me increase the size. Okay, so now let's discuss about a particular program where we will try to check it out, all the different types of terminologies that we have checked. Okay, so first of all we have to create a class. Okay, that is our main like initial step. So in order to create a class, you need to use the class keyword CLASS. Okay, so class keyword has been created, and with the help of this, I am in this program I will try to use a class that is known as employee, and under this employee I will use the name of the employee, the salary taken by the employee, and I will simply print a line, say the name of the employee is this one, the salary is this one. That's it. So this is our main objective of the program. Okay, so I'm just writing the class name. So class keyword followed by the class name. The class name should always start with capital letters. So I'm just starting with capital letters. Say suppose E M P L O E, employee. Okay, and then followed by a colon, and then press enter. Now this is the beautiful thing of Spider, that after colon, if you press enter, then there should be an indentation. So if you are using a normal editor, like if you're using Python idle, then there if you press enter, automatically it will go to the next line, but without any indentation. Indentation means the space, which is the main thing of Python, where because in Python we don't use any kind of curly braces to start and end of a body of a particular program. We use the concept of indentation, that is the one kind of a tab space, with the help of which you can identify that this is the block of code under that particular you can say it may be a class, it may be a method, it may be a for loop, it may be anything, it may be if loop, if it may be conditional statements. Okay, so that means as soon as I press enter, it will come to the indentation part. See, Okay, so that means if you some other you if you're making certain mistakes, then it will show you automatically in Spider. Okay, now here I'm just so I've created a class. Then now I can create a particular method. So in the previous video, I have shown you how to create a special method. So if you are not well known with this, please refer my previous video and you can like look into that particular topic. The video name is special method. So def underscore underscore init. I think this is clear to you all. I'm assuming that yours is clear. If it's not, then you can refer back. Then in the bracket, I'll be using the self keyword with the help of which you can access the particular variables, or you can say this is a class constructor. Okay, with the help of which you can access the variables. And here, as I have already told you, the main objective of the program is to display the employee name and the salary it is the employee is receiving, right? So I'm taking name as the employee name and salary as the salary. Okay, so this is how I have created, then followed by colon as it is a method, enter. Now here, in order to initialize this particular name, or in order to access this particular name, I have to initialize these variables as self dot name is equals to name, self dot salary is equals to salary. Okay, and we can use one more thing. No need. This is the main funda. Okay. So why we are using this particular self keyword, again I'm repeating here in this video, that suppose I'm using more than 5 to 6 different types of functions, and in those functions, or I'm not calling as functions in object oriented, we are calling as methods. In those methods, suppose we need the same variables again and again. Okay, so rather calling these variables, or assigning or initializing these variables again and again in all those 5 to 6 methods, we can directly put it into one special method, and in the special method I will initialize those parameters as name and salary, and those name and salary can be accessible from that special method with the help of which keyword? Self keyword. That's why I'm using this special method. Now as this is a very simple program, there is no need of using any kind of a special method, but I'm going with this practice. Okay, now the next main method that I'm going to use here is, suppose I'm using as a display employee. Okay, along with this particular program only, in the next upcoming lecture I will go with one more topic. We can continue with that. Here I will just simply, in this display employee, I need the help of this name and salary, but I'm not going to pass these variables. Okay, variable names. I'm just simply going to pass the self keyword. That's it. So my work will be done. Wherever I want to use these variables, I just need to use self.name, self.salary. That's it. So how do I use it? Just I'm printing it like this, that name under so in double quotation, that means this is what I'm going to print in the screen. Okay, name, then name means what? Who will give you the name? The name will be given by the variable self dot name. Okay, and then I'm giving as a salary. What is happening? Okay, salary. Then here, who will give the salary? Which variable? Self dot salary. Done. So simple program. Now in this particular program, till now what I have done, I have created the class with the class name. Under that I have created a special method. Under that I have created a special variable. Under that I have defined those variables which are required. Okay, then I have then I described a particular method which is named as what? Display employee name. Okay, method name. And under that I'm just simply printing in the screen as name, self.name, self.salary. Now these are variables, so it is based on the user that what value or what attribute value he or she can give, the user can give it. Okay, so now my main method has been defined, my class has been defined. Now in order to access this particular stuff, I need the help of what? I need the help of object. So I need to create an object. So I have to come out of the class of the method, Okay, and in this method, in this class, I have to create an object. Say object can be created with any variable, any name. Okay, so I'm just defining it as emp1 or emp. Okay, is equals to how to create an object. I'm just showing it here. Simple step. Whatever class name is there, make it as a function like this. Make it as a method. Finish. The object has been created. This is how you created an object. Clear? Now, but here I just need to pass these variables. See, in this employee class, I am having two variables, name and salary. So what I can do is there, I can write down the name as, say, suppose Ravi, and comma salary. So salary is, so predefinedly I am defining that this is a integer value or number value. So I'm just defining 25,000. So automatically, as soon as you assign this particular variable into this object created named as emp, it will take the data type of it automatically. So no need to assign the data type. Clear? Now what I can do, I have created the employee object. Now I just need to access this method. How to access this method? I have defined in this particular notepad. In order to access this method, methods are accessed by what? Via a dot notation. Via a dot notation. Clear? So how do I assign? Emp dot followed by what? The method name. As soon as I press dot, see, display employee came. Okay, so I've just click here. Okay, and this here I need to do it. I have already done. Everything is done. Now I can run the program. See, one by one I am just again explaining to you. I have created a class with the help of a name, that is employee. Under that I have defined a method known as display employee, and in this display employee I need two variables, say name and salary, which I haven't defined in this particular, or which I haven't assigned in this particular method. Rather, I have taken the help of another special method, that is underscore underscore init, where I have assigned this particular two variables, that is name and salary. Okay, so this name and salary can be accessible with the help of one special variable, that is known as your self keyword. Okay, now here in this particular method, what I'm trying to define, I'm just trying to print this particular statement, name, then whatever user is giving. So this is a variable, self.name, then salary, whatever user is giving, self.salary. Now the method has been defined. Now in order to access this method, I need the help of an object. So I have created an object. How? With the name of emp. Okay, whatever you want to use X, you can use, you want to use R, you want to use ABC, whatever you want. So emp equals to the class name, make it as a method, and in this method you can pass the parameters that you want, or the values of this particular parameters that you want. Okay, so here I have passed two parameters, name and salary, and that name and salary, in place of name I have given Ravi, in place of Ravi I have given as a double quotation, so that means it will automatically take as a string. Okay, so the data type will automatically be taken, and salary, it is I have taken as 25,000, which is automatically it will take the data type as integer. And then after creating that object, I just need to access this particular method. How? Object dot method name, and then you can run the program. Let me run the program. Yeah, see, you can check it out. Name Ravi, salary 25,000. So it's perfectly fine. So this is a simple program that I have done, where I have tried to initiate these variables, these terminologies that I already told you. Class, then instance variable. Instance variable is nothing but this one, name and salary, which I have defined within the particular method. Okay, suppose we have defined any kind of class variable that we will discuss in the later video. Okay, and there we will try to print one more function, and I will show it to you, and then I will follow up with some other topics. Okay, then I have tried to define you how to create a how to initialize a method, how to create the body of the method, then how to use the special method, how to use a special variable, that also I have defined in the particular program, and most importantly how to create an object and how to use the method with the help of this object. So this is all about this video. Let us come up with the next video, where we will follow up with this particular topic only, and we will check some of the special characteristics of object oriented programming. Okay, So thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned, and please hit the bell icon, and you can share, you can like the video. Thank you for watching.